A woman was shocked to find her husband's flight crashing on TV. At first she thought it was a hoax, but she couldn't get through to her husband. When she arrived at the airport, she was surprised to learn that a woman's husband was not only on the same flight as her husband, and both names were Ivan. They both thought they had been betrayed. They didn't realize they just happened to have the same name, but when they came to check the boarding list, it showed that only one man, Ivan, had boarded, the other didn't. So one husband survived. Whose husband was it? The staff replied that they didn't know, and the airport cameras were down. They were forced to go home and wait for news, but they were both convinced that their husbands were still alive and went home to look for them. But strangely, no one could find him. Gina went back to her husband's hometown, but her niece said he hadn't come back at all. This made Gina feel very sorry for herself. They had a big fight before he boarded the plane, because she didn't want to give him a child, but she didn't dare confess that she was born infertile. She was going to tell her husband the truth after her friends persuaded her to do so, but he said he had to go home to see his sick mother, so she waited until he came back. Now she can't believe that her husband is really dead. On the other hand, Anna is not doing well either. Although she had a child with her husband, she always suspected that he cheated on her, because he was a car mechanic. He often meets rich women clients. He would talk to him when he was handsome. He even called him on the phone. Anna couldn't stand that, because she's also a waitress. She meets all kinds of customers at work. She was even courted by a handsome tycoon, but she steadfastly refused. Why can't her husband do the same? But her husband still thinks she's being unreasonable. He even borrowed the rich woman's car for fun. Anna couldn't stand it anymore, and this time, her husband just said he had to go on a business trip and stay away from her for a few days to calm down. Now Anna suddenly regretted her jealousy. She went to the church and prayed that he was still alive, but when she turned round, she found that Gina was there too. During the conversation, Gina was clearly out of sorts, but Anna urged her to do something. If there's any news, let each other know immediately, because she believed her husband was still alive. But Gina had lost all hope. She walked slowly home, but then her niece arrived.